Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Charles Tulip, and today we are playing a brand new game. This is Stranded: Alien Dawn. So I haven't even done the tutorial yet, and let's get right into it. Okay, welcome to Stranded: Alien Dawn. In this first tutorial, you will learn how to interact with the unknown environment and set up a simple camp. You will take your first steps into research and crafting as well. Ready to take control over the fate of your survivors and guide them to salvation? Let's get started by mastering camera controls. Okay, use WASD, rotate the camera, zoom in and out. You can interact with objects in the world by selecting them and using the actions on the right of their info panel. You can also use left click over or right click over an object. This will open a menu with all currently available actions for it. After you issue an action, a survivor will pick up that activity and do it. Use the described methods to collect some resources. Select the landing pod. Use the scavenge action. Mark a bush for cutting. Oh, looks like the bush is over there. So we need to cut that and then mark a tree for cutting. Okay, awesome. Pause the game. Use the HUD button on the upper left or the space key. Increase the game speed. Okay, and then we need to collect scrap metal, collect sticks, and I guess we get those from the bush. And we need to collect wood from the tree. Activate the resources bar. You can see all resources that you have collected in the resources bar. Activate it from the resources overlay in the top right. Overlays allow you to customize the UI and the information that you see in the world. It is recommended to keep all of them enabled for the duration of the tutorial. Okay, awesome. Building a basic camp where your survivors can sleep and work in relative protection from the elements is essential for their survival and well-being. Use already collected resources to construct a shelter, some simple sleeping spots, and a campfire, which will provide light during the dark hours and heat to warm up the survivors if it gets cold. Take note of the construction info panel on the left of the screen. It contains useful control hints. Okay, so we need a shelter. Place a scrap metal shelter. Okay. Okay, where should we put this? I'm thinking over here. Okay, to place, press right key or right mouse button. Press left mouse button to cancel. I'm sorry, I get my right and left mixed up. To rotate, use the R and T keys or press the middle mouse button. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I want it right there. Complete the construction. So let's speed this up again. Okay. Setting up camp. Open the camp menu, select and place sleeping spots inside the shelter. Sleeping spots. Okay, I guess 3 of them will just barely fit in here. And then place a campfire near the sleeping spots. Oh, it needs to be right next to it, doesn't it? Okay. Well, let's place it right there. Construct the campfire. Keep your resources close to the camp, or keeping your resources close to the camp will speed up for future constructions and productions. The simplest form of storage is a stockpile, which is a designated spot on the ground and does not require any building resources. Stockpiles are the only ones that can store large construction materials such as wood or stone, but for now you will use them for all of your possessions, big or small. To protect the resources from the environment, place the stockpile under a roof, in this case a shelter. Build a shelter close to the first one. Okay. Let's go right here. Place a stockpile of 2 tiles on one side under the roof. It is located in the storage menu. Click once to set a starting tile, then drag until you have 2 tiles and click again to confirm. Place a stockpile of 2 tiles opposite the first. Store resources on the stockpiles. Okay, the survivors are only human and get tired in the course of the day. Their default work hours end at 21 hours, so they'll start looking for a meal, relaxation, and going to bed to spend the night. For the purpose of the tutorials, the survivors will regenerate their rest faster than usual, but in normal conditions, you can use the night downtime to plan your next day and prepare more activities. Okay, it looks like we need another stockpile. We'll put it right there. So are they collecting resources now to store in the stockpile? It looks like they're sleeping. Okay, and they just woke up to eat. What do we have here? I don't really know what these things are yet. I guess some of this is food. Cloth, emergency rations, scrap metal, and synthetic textiles. Okay. Oh, they're putting their food in the stockpile now. Okay. Albeit familiar looking, pretty much everything on this planet is new to your survivors. In order to use the local plants or to start some farming yourself, you will first have to observe them to find out exactly what they are. Another way of unlocking new things is through good old-fashioned research carried out on a research desk. Start preparing for the unknown threats of this planet by gaining more knowledge about it. Select orange mushrooms. That's a pointy red plant. Oh, there they are. Orange mushrooms. Use the observe action. Build a research desk close to the shelters. Open the Manage Research menu and queue weaponsmithing. Research. Oh, weaponsmithing. Okay. Remember that you can increase the game speed to pass the time faster. Complete the observation, complete the research. Okay, let's speed it up. Researched weaponsmithing. Okay, and we just need to finish this observation. Discovery. Okay, we discovered something. It's time to get some crafting going and create new items. Build a workbench and get familiar with adding and managing production tasks. Note that some tasks may fail if done by survivors with low skill levels. You can set multiple tasks on the same device and order them by priority. You can also set production limits and tweak the allowed ingredients when applicable. In this tutorial, for example, you'll use cloth to craft a short bow instead of wasting precious synthetic textiles for the job. We discovered a glitter cap. Grows slowly but moderately well in most soil types. It yields a small but useful harvest. Interesting. Harvest at least 20 glitter caps. You can use the orders menu to mark an area for harvesting instead of selecting the glitter caps one by one. Orders, harvest. Okay, will there be 20 in that? I think so. And then have at least 10 wood. So we need one more wood. So let's cut this tree. And then build a workbench close to the shelters. Let's put it right there. Select the workbench and add a healing bomb task. Craft a healing bomb. Okay, it's made of glitter caps. Extract antiseptic paste from glitter caps. Set the production to until 10. Until 10, okay. Add a short bow task. Use the craft weapons action. A short bow. Forbid the use of synthetic textiles. Okay. Go back to the main info panel and move the short bow task to the top of the production list. Okay, so we can move that down. Okay, good job on completing the first tutorial. You now know how to set up a basic camp, carry out research, and craft new items. All of this, however, is just the beginning. If you're ready for the next step, you can jump right into the heat of battle with the combat and healing tutorial. Okay, let's go. Bad news, a survivor, Maki, has gotten sick, but you haven't got the right medicine to treat her, so she's just lying in bed, hoping for treatment that might never come. To top it off, a group of hostile-looking insects have been circling the camp for a while, and attack is surely imminent. Let's deal with the combat situation first. Check the skills of all survivors to find the best one for the job, then equip them with a weapon. Argued with Raka about the crash's cause. Interesting. Okay, pause the game to give yourself some time. Okay, interesting. So this is not the camp I set up in the first tutorial, but it looks slightly different. Okay. Select Raka and open the Skills tab. Skills. Find and select the survivor with highest combat skill. Okay, Raka has 0 combat skill. Connor has 6. Maki has 0. Have Connor selected, open the inventory tab. Select the melee weapon slot and equip the spear. Now that Connor is combat ready, it's up to you to lead him into battle. You will do this by taking direct control over him through the draft action, which allows you to tell him where to go and what to attack. Keep in mind that survivors are not drafted will flee from danger even if they are equipped with weapons. Drafted survivors, on the other hand, won't do anything unless you instruct them to. Most common actions are not available while drafted. Okay? Select the aggressive animal notification to locate the enemies. Oh, those are big bugs. Select Connor and use the draft action. Order Connor to move. Okay. Order him to attack. Oh no! Okay, this is scary. Kill overgrown insects. 10 of them. If you lose sight of the enemy, select the notification again. Okay, we killed 8 of them. Where are the other 2? There's one. Bleeding, not life-threatening. Oh, he's sneaking up on it. And the other one's over here. Okay. With the danger out of the way, it's time to turn your attention to healing the sick and injured. For the purpose of the tutorial, your fighter Connor has sustained more damage than he would normally have, causing him to lose consciousness from the pain and to faint. He will be rescued by another survivor and brought to a bed for treatment. While Connor is being rescued, let's inspect his wounds to get more information about their effects and treatments. Then get the sick Maki up from bed to do the actual treatment, as she has the highest healing skill. Oh no, he just fainted. Okay, inspect the injury, medical emergency notification. Okay, I did that. Select Connor to open the health tab. Inspect bitten off flesh or superficial bite for details. Superficial bite. Treatment doesn't require medicines. Bitten off flesh requires a bandage. Select Maki and use the wait for treatment action. Now that you have instructed Maki not to wait for treatment, she will get up from bed and take on activities as usual. While she is getting the needed medicines and treating the injured Connor, let's try to find a way to heal her too. You'll only have healing balm and bandages, which work for injuries but can't do anything about illnesses. It would take time to research and produce a new medicine, so your hope is to find some first aid kits, which contain everything needed to treat almost every health condition. It's time to do some scavenging. Okay, mark the landing pod for scavenging. Scavenge. Acquire 10 first aid kits. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, we found the first aid kits. Wait until Connor is completely healed. Select Maki and use the wait for treatment action. Wait until Maki is completely healed. If Connor is still recovering, you can select him, hover the cursor over Maki, and give a direct order to heal her by pressing the right click and selecting Heal Maki on the entry from the menu. This will force Connor to do the activity immediately. Okay, he did it on his own while I was reading that. Now that everyone is healed, let's take a look at an interesting find from the scavenging, a couple of laser pistols. The spear you fought with previously is a melee weapon, and the fighter is bound to get some injuries as a result of the close combat. A ranged weapon, on the other hand, allows you to keep your survivors at a distance and avoid injuries more easily. Survivors can equip both a melee and a ranged weapon and will switch between the two depending on the distance to their target. Equip the newly found laser pistols and give them a spin against more of the overgrown insects. Select Connor and equip the laser pistol. Okay, so we need to go to Inventory, Ranged Weapon, Laser Pistol. Select Raka and equip the second pistol. Select the aggressive animal notifications to locate the enemies. Select both survivors, select one, then hold the shift key and select the other. You can do this from the portraits as well. Draft both survivors, order them to attack the overgrown insects. Oh, he's missing. Hold on. I think Connor is. Oh, Raka is getting attacked by all of these. He doesn't have a melee weapon. Okay. Where's Connor? You need to come help over here. Oh, it does look like he has a knife. Okay. Okay, where are the other ones? Over here. Bleeding out in 1 day, 9 hours. Okay. Okay, I see. They kind of have like this green ring where they'll shoot the animals when they enter it. Okay, you now know how to lead your survivors in battle and take care of their wounds. If you'd like to learn how to monitor and take care of the happiness and relaxation of your survivors, as well as how to custom manage their activities and schedule, proceed to the survivor management tutorial. Let's go. Another day in paradise, or well, not really. You have provided the bare minimum for physical survival, but mental health is equally important. Survivor happiness changes based on the experienced pleasures and troubles. Monitoring them is a good way to identify problems and get hints about their solutions. The current happiness of each survivor is visualized in blue in the background of their portrait. You will also see newly acquired pleasures and troubles as floating text in the world, but your go-to place for anything happiness related will be the happiness tab in the info panel of each survivor. Take a look there to see what can be done to improve the conditions of the camp. Select a survivor, open the happiness tab, inspect the 8 on foot trouble. 8 on foot. Table with chairs. Have you heard of those? Place a large wooden or stone table near a shelter. Large wooden or stone table. Well, let's get a wooden one. Place 3 chairs around the table. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Now the survivors have a place to eat, but the available emergency rations are not exactly appetizing and won't make anyone happier. Luckily, there's a little something called cooking that can help with that. One trick is to cook the rations to bring out their flavor, but you can also prepare dishes with local ingredients. Keep in mind that emergency rations in their original state will last for a very long time, and it's a good idea to save them as a last resort meal and cook them only if nothing else is available. Okay. Select the stockpile and inspect the emergency rations. Okay, notice how they don't list any happiness effect. Okay, select the campfire and add a cooked emergency ration for production. Quick recipes, cooked emergency ration. Mark the dead, overgrown insects near the landing pod for butchering. Butcher. Select the campfire and add a meat soup for production. Meat soup. Set the soup production to until 2. Go back to the main info panel and move the soup task to the top of the production list. Your survivors will eventually want to have some food variety, so they will look for different things to eat, including raw foods. Some of those foods could be harmful, so if you want to be on the safe side, you can forbid their consumption. Select a survivor and open the Restrictions tab. Forbid the consumption of raw food. You can copy and paste restrictions from one survivor to another. Is he allowed to eat raw vegetables? 50% chance to get poisoning on consumption. Okay, I guess not. How do I copy restrictions? Paste restrictions. Okay, paste restrictions. Ensuring a steady supply of cooked food is of the essence, so relying solely on scavenged rations and occasional hunting is not recommended for the long run. The survivors have already observed the local glitter caps and gained enough knowledge to farm them. Their harvest is particularly useful because it can be turned into healing balm or quick veggie soup. Let's place a farm. A survivor will plant it immediately. Place a 5x5 glitter caps field. Okay. Have a survivor selected. Give them a direct order to cut. Where do I do that? Health, happiness, inventory, skills, profile, restrictions. Place the cursor, oh, okay, here we go. Place the cursor over a small broadleaf tree and use the right click to open the direct orders menu. Okay, there we go. Okay, I guess I had to do that twice. Direct orders are a useful way to get something done faster, but the survivors can do this even without your direct control. Enter the activities menu. There you can forbid and allow certain activities for each survivor and optimize their workflow. You can also turn off the simple priorities and assign a priority number from 1 highest to 5 lowest to each activity. Activities are then chosen and performed by the survivors from left to right. So if there are several with the same priority number, the leftmost will be done first. For each selected activity, you will see the related skill levels of all survivors, which will help you decide how to set the priorities. Open the activities menu. Okay. Forbid the cook activity for the survivor with the lowest cooking skill. Okay, that's Raka. Turn off the simple priorities. Set the harvest and plant activities to 1 for the survivor with the highest farming skill. Okay, that is Maki, so we need to set this to 1. Okay. And harvest and plant. There we go. Closely related to happiness is the relaxation that Closely related to happiness is the relaxation that the survivors experience or don't. You can monitor that in the main tab of their info panels and get hints about it from the troubles and pleasures in the happiness tab. Survivors will relax in their free time by taking a walk or simply sitting for a while. Eventually, however, these simple relaxations won't be satisfying enough and you'll have to provide more variety. The survivors have already observed a peculiar purple plant which may give you the needed material for a fun new device, a punching pole. Harvest at least 20 skin bark. Oh, it's over here. Harvest. Okay, I guess this one here is a different plant. It looks the same though, just a slightly different color. Okay, let's harvest the ones over here too. Okay, let's speed this up. Oh, I guess we only needed 2 of those. Okay. What is going on? I think I clicked on one of the trees. Select the workbench and add veggie leather for production. Craft veggie leather. Craft at least 20 veggie leather. Survivors can craft 10 veggie leather at a time, so you can set its production to ×2. This means that the crafting action will be performed 2 times and produce 20 of the resource. Pay close attention to the output amounts of the recipes and tweak the production settings accordingly. Oh, he's sewing it. Build a punching pole close to the shelters. Having the means to relax doesn't always mean that the survivors will have the time to. Depending on the activities and orders that you've set for them, they may only have the time to grab a bite and go to sleep. This is where the schedule menu comes into play. There you can customize the daily timetable of every survivor and allocate dedicated relaxation hours if you see the need to do so. Don't be afraid to experiment with different combinations to find the one that works best for your current situation. Open the schedule menu. Okay. Select the relax option and mark 2 consecutive hours of your choice for each survivor. Okay, let's go 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14. You now know how to monitor the happiness of your survivors and provide solutions to their troubles. Getting used to the schedule and activities menus will be of great help to manage the workflow and get things done the way you want to. You can also expand your knowledge of the game even further by continuing with the defenses tutorial, which will face you off against new foes and teach you how to fortify your camp. Okay. I'm liking this game so far. It seems pretty complex. Now it says the more you expand your base and progress in the game, the more the local fauna will take an interest in you. Animal attacks will intensify in numbers and bring new foes and challenges to overcome. It is time to fortify your base and take control over the flow of battle by guiding your enemies into the routes and traps you've prepared for them. This tutorial will give you an example of base defenses, but don't be shy to experiment with your own layouts afterwards. Okay, here we go. Place the last stretch of 5 stone fence tiles to complete the enclosure. Defense, fence, stone. Okay. Place a fence gate on the stone fence. Fence gate. Position the gate so that its doors are pointing outwards. Okay. Let's go with the wooden gate. You can increase the game speed, okay? You have completely fenced off your camp, and any attackers will head towards the only openings left, the gates. You can order survivors to close and open them in order to influence the path that attackers will take. But keep in mind that if there are no entrances available, the animals will target and attack walls and gates trying to make their way in. Here comes your next best friend, the trap, which will hold in place any foe that walks over it, at least for a time. One of the gates leading to your base is already protected by traps. Do the same for the other. Additionally, you can place fence doors, which survivors will use and keep closed. Okay. Place at least 6 traps near the fence gate. Okay, I think I'm going to lay them out the same as they are on this other side. Okay, so for some reason it's not letting me put them behind here. Too far from the required object. So let's just put them on the sides, I guess. Place at least one fence door on the stone fence. Fence door. Okay. Complete all constructions. You have probably noticed that part of the fence is taller. This is a fortification, which is a lot stronger than a simple low fence, but the survivors won't be able to shoot over it. To rectify that, you can place towers on which survivors can climb to shoot from over taller walls. Select the wooden fortification to check its integrity. Do the same for a stone fence. Build a wooden tower along the wooden fortifications. Oh, I see the taller part. It's right here. Okay. So we need a tower, a wooden tower. The last piece of defense that you'll get acquainted with at this time is the flamethrower. This is an automated contraption which uses liquid fuel to shoot a cone of fire when triggered by an animal in front of it. It works great in combination with the traps, which will immobilize the attackers while the flamethrower is roasting them. Take a look at how the existing flamethrower is placed near the wooden gate and build another one near the fence gate. Keep in mind that the flame could harm survivors as well, so keep them out of its way during combat. Normally, the flamethrowers won't get triggered by survivors, so they will be safe for the rest of the time. Build a flamethrower near the fence gate. Oh, look at the flamethrowers here. Okay. The access to this device is obstructed by a wooden fence gate. Okay, so we have to place them back here. It's time to test your defenses. Follow the next steps to fight off the incoming Scarabée attack. Move and reposition your survivors as needed in the course of the battle and try to keep them safe from harm. Close the big wooden gate. Draft all survivors. And kill the Scarabée. Okay, here they come. I guess they're all going to come in this one gate since we closed the other one, right? Okay, that's all 10. Good job. You are ready for a tougher challenge, the Shriekers. These insects have a ranged attack, so you won't be able to deploy the same strategy as with the Scarabée, at least not unless you're willing to risk some serious injuries. To deal with this new menace, keep your survivors away from the low fences and force the insects to enter your base and get trapped. Then rain fire on them to finish them off. If you don't feel like waiting for them to get trapped, you can also deploy a hit and run strategy by moving your survivors back and forth to attack and then run to safety before the insects get a chance to launch a counterattack. You can select a drafted survivor, place the cursor over the gate, and directly instruct them to open it or close it. Hold on. Okay, I need to use the right click. There we go. Close the fence gate, open the wooden gate. Did I do that right? Is it the other way around? There we go. Okay. Have all the survivors drafted and positioned to fight. Kill the Shriekers. Okay, so I'm gonna move them back behind the flamethrowers. Okay, here they come. They're attacking the tower instead of coming in the gate. Okay, let's have him get on the tower, I guess. He's bleeding. I feel like we need 3 towers over here. They're not coming in the gate. Oh no! What just happened? Rocket died! Oh no. It's not good. Oh my gosh. You now know how to fortify and defend your base against melee and ranged attackers. Use this new knowledge to find your own combat playstyle and favorite fortification layouts. The next tutorial, Rooms and Temperature, will teach you all about constructing rooms, managing light temperature, and providing proper storage conditions for your resources. Life in the camp is not easy nor comfortable, especially with the changing of seasons. Building a proper house has many advantages, but it's a slow process which requires a lot of resources. Luckily, you have everything you need in this tutorial and construction times have been drastically reduced. There are several things to consider when building rooms, the most important of which are insulation and size. Build it too big or too small or too flimsy, and regulating the temperatures inside will be tricky. This tutorial will give you some useful examples and pointers. You'll start by building a room and moving some furniture inside it. You can also deconstruct things that you don't need anymore. Use the provided foundations to build upon. Okay, I guess that's over here. Place the door and window of your first room on the 3 walls away from the soil floor. Room, wood. You'll build another room there later. Okay. Most of the things you need in this tutorial are located in the housing menu. Place a 5x5 wood logs room over the log floor. Place a door. Place a wooden window. Select the metal bed and move it inside the room. Oh, move it. Okay. Well, let's put it right there. Select it and use the copy action to place 2 more beds like it. Copy. I want to rotate this one. Move. It's not letting me. Deconstruct the sleeping spots. Deconstruct and deconstruct. Your survivors will be happier to have their own private rooms, but for now this shared bedroom will be enough. Let's see how it will fare during a cold snap. Make a point to check the temperature outside and inside the room. You can see the readings in the upper left corner of the screen. Move the cursor in and out of the room to see how the temperature changes. Of course, a room with open windows won't be that much better than the outside, so you'll have to close them and provide a source of heat. You should also check the temperature tolerances of your survivors. They're listed in the main tab in their info panels, as well as in the equipment tab. You can craft season-appropriate clothes that change the heat and cold tolerances of the survivors if the bad weather persists for longer and interferes with their work outdoors. Okay. Select a survivor and open the Inventory tab. Close the room's window. Build a heating stove inside the room. Okay, I didn't realize when you move something, it's like still there, but then you have to move it, I guess. A heating stove. Let's put that over here, right? Now the room is better insulated and heated, but closed windows mean no light, and your survivors are not big fans of that, as you can see in their happiness tab. Considering that they use the bedroom mostly to sleep, you could leave it as it is, but as they're currently huddled inside for warmth, let's give them some light as well. You can always extinguish the lights later or forbid refueling if you want to save fuel. Build at least one torch or oil lamp inside the room. Oh, look, it's calling them cave dwellers because it's dark in here. A wall torch or an oil wall lamp. Let's get this. When the construction is complete, forbid refueling through the refuel action. There's an extreme cold snap. Outside temperatures are 20 degrees lower than usual during this disaster. Crops start losing health if the temperature becomes intolerable. Okay, and we need to refuel. Oh, okay. Cold is not all bad. It actually helps you keep your most vulnerable resources, raw and cooked foods, from spoiling by extending their shelf life. During the cold months, you can store your resource outside or open the windows of your storage room in order to refrigerate or even freeze the resources. Take a look at the stockpiles and their contents. Select a stockpile. Roll over an edible resource to check its current status and shelf life. The mushrooms? Your last big task is to build a common room and move all remaining furniture inside so that your survivors can work and relax indoors. It is a good opportunity to try building the floor, walls, and roof separately with different materials. You never know what the environment will offer you, so this method will let you plan and use your resources better. Building the new room adjacent to the existing bedroom will save resources, allow faster access between the rooms, and facilitate temperature control. You can deconstruct pieces of the rooms and move furniture as you go along if something is getting in the way. Finally, will construct a new storage and move some resources closer to the rooms for faster access. You can allow and forbid the storing of individual resources and/or groups in each storage in order to manage the flow of resources better. Try to keep storages and production devices close. This will shorten the delivery times. Encircle the soil floor with stone walls. Okay, we need a wall, a stone wall. Place a hay roof. A roof, hay. Place a doorway connecting to the bedroom. A doorway, a wooden doorway. Okay. Do you activate the room's overlays? Do it from the overlays menu in the top right. Oh, wow. Our house looks kind of weird. Activate the room's overlay to see inside. Move the research desk inside the new room. Move the workbench. Move the tailor bench. Oh, I guess I'll remove that one because the workbench is right here. Move the cook stove. That's a furnace. Where is the stove? Oh, I see it. It's this. Okay. We'll move that over here and move the large table and chairs. I thought I could select all of these and move them all at the same time. Can I? It doesn't look like it. Oh, he's shooting at the targets over here. Okay, let's move them one at a time. Keeping your edibles close to the cooking devices and eating accommodations will shorten the time your survivors spend fetching resources. Construct a storage shelf of at least 3 tiles close to the rooms. Storage shelves. Let's get wooden shelves. Oh, we can't put them in front of the window. Okay, let's put them over on this side then. Select the shelves and open the Restrictions tab. Deselect all groups except raw food and cooked meals. Restrictions. You now know the basics of building rooms, moving furniture, and managing light and temperature. Even more light and heat options will open up when you discover the world of electricity in the next tutorial. Let's go. It's time to take things to the next level and learn how to set up electric grids. Electricity will improve the life of your survivors in many ways. It can provide better sources of light and heat, as well as precise temperature control. It will also power up new devices and defenses. Let's start by building a freezer to keep your resources fresh regardless of the season and outside temperatures. You'll power it with electricity from a solar panel and connect the two of them with the help of a power pole. Okay, place a freezer in the bigger room. Storage, freezer. Oh, this is big. Let's put it right there, I guess. What are these? Air vents? Place a solar panel in proximity to the rooms. Solar panel, let's put it over here. Place a power pole between the rooms and the solar panel to connect them. You should see a yellow cable on the ground which serves as a connection. Power pole. Okay. Make sure that everything is connected properly and the freezer is working. Edit the storage shelves restrictions. Forbid raw food and cooked meals so that they get moved into the freezer. Restrictions. Okay, so we don't want raw food or cooked meals here. And they're moving them into the freezer. Edit the storage shelves restrictions. Allow fabrics and leather, electronic components, and crafting materials so they get moved from the stockpiles closer to the rooms. Okay. Electronic components, crafting materials. Okay, clean energy is all good, but producers such as the solar panel and wind turbine rely on the weather and natural cycles, so they won't be working all the time. You can deal with that by storing any excess electricity in a battery and using it when the producers are not operational. You'll be able to tell if the battery's charged at a glance from the light indicators on its top. Place a wind turbine and place a battery. Wind turbine. Okay, let's just get that over here and place a battery. And we'll put that right there. Make sure that the battery and wind turbine are operational. Sometimes the stored electricity will not be enough to cover the downtime of the producers. In such cases, you can automatically activate other producers to help make up the difference and to make sure that the batteries won't be dried out. In the next scenario, you'll build a diesel generator which uses up liquid fuel while producing electricity. As you may want to use this resource sparingly, it will be beneficial to turn the generator on only when the stored electricity is below a certain threshold. You can do this by setting up a low battery sensor. This game is very complex. I'm actually impressed. It's a really cool game. Place a diesel generator, place a battery sensor. Okay, let's get the diesel generator. And then we need the battery sensor, low battery sensor. Oh, that just gets connected to the power grid. Well, let's put it right there, next to the generator. Select the diesel generator and set its control circuit to 2. Select the diesel. Oh, I selected the battery. Okay. And set its control circuit to 2. I'm not seeing that. Integrity, fuel supplying, power grid, status, batteries, production, consumption. Control circuit. Oh, it's on the side here. Connect this device to another control circuit. 2. Okay, what does that mean? Select the battery sensor and set its active circuit to 2. Active circuit 2. Set the threshold charge to 60%. With this setting, the diesel generator will be turned on when the battery charge is below 60%. With a steady power grid ensured, you can safely start building more consumers. Try the air conditioner, as it will allow you to select and maintain a chosen temperature. Take note that if there is a big difference between the outside and the one selected for the AC, it may not be able to make up for it, especially if it is placed in a bigger room. In such cases, you can build more AC units and get them to work together towards the same temperature goal. Air conditioner. Build an air conditioner on a room's wall. When constructed, select the AC and set the target temperature to 18 degrees. Target temperature 18. Smart devices are pretty nifty, right? Pay close attention to their descriptions and you'll be a master of automation in no time. Speaking of which, let's try the motion sensor out. It will detect hostile movement in a wide circular range and activate connected devices and defenses. In the next steps, you will connect a motion sensor to an automated turret to prevent it from using electricity when there are no enemies in sight. When the sensor detects hostile movement, it will turn the automated turret on. Okay, place a machine gun turret near the base's entrance. Oh, they placed their tower kind of like in the wall here. I didn't know you could do that. Mine was behind the wall. Automated turret. Machine gun. Okay, I guess we'll place it right there. Place a motion sensor near the base's entrance. Motion sensor. Oh, we need to connect them to the power. Okay, our power's way over here. We need a power pole, a wooden pole. How far out can this go? I guess to there. Okay. Select the turret and set its control circuit to 3. Select the motion sensor and set its active circuit to 3. Active circuit 3. Okay, there we go. Observe how the turret will turn on when the motion sensor detects hostile animals. I feel like Connor needs to be inside. Oh, here come the bugs. Well, that was a lot easier than trying to fight them before. Where are the other ones? Oh, they're way over here. Let's speed this up. Okay. You now know how to create electric grids and manage circuits to create automated systems. And it looks like that is the end of the tutorial. So I think I'm going to end it there for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.